Hi, thanks for coming in. Just go through the first bits and pieces we have to. Always any occupational health and safety things that have popped up. No one's notified me. Any suggestions? Anything OHS popped up? No. Alright, let's keep going then. Alright, so as you know, we're starting a weekly drop-in centre for job seekers. Funding hasn't come through yet, so our workload's going to be pretty high for the next few months. We need to find a few ways to work around that, and that's what we're all here for today. So that's basically the basis of our group plan. I've given you the agenda beforehand. I've got a copy of it here if you want to look at it. Oh, sorry, I'll just grab my notepad. Who wants to be the note taker? You can be the note taker. Alright, so over the next 3 months is when the new funding is going to come in. So it's going to be pretty stressful for everyone. Is there any thoughts on how we can actually meet our targets? No, not yet. Okay. Well, there's a few different ways I can help you with that. We've asked for some time dedicated only for paperwork, so that you can get what needs to be done. We've now employed a schedule officer who will help you with all your scheduling and stuff like that. They'll plan all your meetings. The time frames should be on bits and pieces. You need to interact with them well to keep them not updated on what you're doing, but the time frames that you need for those. Always overestimate. Include travel. Don't include things that you don't expect people to show up to. Yeah, that's about it. All I can say for that is we're all about scheduling all the right times at the moment. That's a big one. Yeah, we're going to schedule, schedule meetings. We're going to schedule uninterrupted work time. So there's at the door on your way out, there'll be a few signs. We're going to chuck them on the doors or on your little cubicle. So no interruptions. Your scheduling officer will also schedule in those blocks of times to just do paperwork, so you're not taking it home. That's as well, part of that is no emails or phone calls. We're not going to have the time, just so you can get uninterrupted things done.
What about for emergencies?
Emergencies, there'll be somebody around who can knock on the door. If it's an emergency with family, clearly you'll have your mobile on you. If not, we will actually bring up a new system then, I think, to make contact for emergencies, including client emergencies. If you've got something that crops up immediately, you may be able to contact, but I think we're going to arrange, if that does happen, we're going to arrange scheduling another point at a different time for uninterrupted work time. That may be another hour or two of that time. It might be less, might be more. It's whatever you need at the time. So that's just that. Any questions on that part of it?
Yeah.
So that's a bit. But is that next on the agenda is team strategies to minimize stress, including work routine. Does anyone have any suggestions on how we can do that? So any suggestions?
But clear and understanding work roles
Yeah, we can do that one.
in the
Yeah. That's a big part of things.
and understanding what is needed of you and is part of your job description, like what people expect of you, but is not part of your job description.
Limit those if you can, but we'll make sure to do that to get a clear outline of what's needed of you. So
Working together to reduce the load on everyone.
Yep, that's
individually.
good. We can. We can do that. So, something else would be make sure you have a regular routine. The way you do things. If you have your routine, you're more efficient, better able to handle stress.
Not doing 3 things at once.
Yes, not doing 3 things at once. Good answers. As well as if you need some more time management strategies. Time management is a big one. I'm not the best at that. I'm working on it. There's a few courses and things like that you can attend. I'll look into some more of those if anyone's interested in learning more time management skills.
Doing workshops on procrastination.
I believe so, but nobody showed. So, that's pretty good. So for the next item on the agenda is management techniques. That's again, we're going to define your job roles. As a manager, I'm going to attempt to be as approachable as possible. Obviously, that's not always practical, but I'll try. Like I said, we'll work on those. We've employed a scheduling officer and there's a few things that I'm going to make available for time management. Any questions on that part? As part of stress management, it's important to take time for yourself. So can anyone think of internal and external sources of support to help manage those stresses?
Go on to the pub.
Well, actually, yes, that's a good one. Make sure you keep those social interactions up. Well, don't drink too much, but because then you'll probably end up with having to be performance managed. But yeah, keep up social things. Yeah, that's actually what it is. Can you think of any of the internal sources? So that would be considered an external source. So I think one of the internal sources that you have here is your mentoring and coaching. Supervision is a big one. You've got your senior staff members who've been doing things forever, and they should know how to give advice on things that you don't know about.
and if your senior doesn't know about these things,
If your senior doesn't know about how to deal with some of these issues, we'll find a way to find how to. If it's something to do with something that's not on our services, we can go to WorkSafe, we can go to the West Australian Council of Social Services. There's the Human Resources Department, which will have a whole list of things that you can get help with. Of ways, if something's affecting you and we don't know how to deal with it, we'll find a way to help deal with it. The Employee Assistance Program, which is a legal requirement, is free counselling if needed. That's not just counselling for you, it could be for your family, it could be like it's got financial counselling, it's got budgeting, legal counselling, there's a lot to that. Make use of it if you need to. So how do you contribute to a positive work environment?
Do your job properly.
Yep. Any other suggestions?
Leave personal matters at home.
Yes. You say that, that's impossible, right? Unless you have some type of personality disorder, you can't just, you don't switch off as soon as you come into work. So
That's
just try and be understanding of your co-workers. If they've got something cropping up that's affecting everything, try and be a bit understanding, because you can't switch off completely. You can try. Yeah, it's not realistic to switch off. So
Actually working with people, not
yeah, working is
presenting barriers.
that's a good one. So working with people.
that's
Yeah, they will. People will say it. It's not possible. You know, your brain doesn't switch off as soon as you leave the building. So just try and be understanding of each other, and obviously using organisational policies and procedures when you're doing your job. If you have questions, ask. So, and work together on projects if you can. It's not always going to be the case, but it is going to help you if you can work together with other people, because our job is very singular. You tend to be on your own a lot. Without working with other people, you don't really feel like much of a team. You could feel very isolated in your job. So that's why we're going to try and encourage as much collaboration, I guess, working together, teamwork. You can even do some team building exercises if you feel like, if you're open to those ideas, we can.
If there's difficulties working with others.
That's always going to happen. What type of difficulties do you mean?
Where they make it actually harder to do your job than if you're working on your own.
That's a hard one to.
Whether they're taking over or doing it wrong, or
Maybe when one of the things you can do is have clear and defined roles when you're working together of who does what. That way, and like really basic steps, because that way people aren't stepping over each other or something's not getting missed. So if you have clear, defined roles and tasks when you do collaborate with other people, that will help make sure you're feeling complete in your role, their role, and it makes things a bit more cohesive. Yeah, that's pretty good. So far, how do you think we can monitor a stress management plan over the next few months?
you always have a weekly meeting where each team member can put in confidential information, something that's stressing them, so when it's brought up at the next meeting.
That's a really good idea. We can have those weekly. We'll also do either one-on-one supervision, so that if you're we'll try and organise that weekly as well. So if you're having troubles one-on-one, you can speak to either an appointed person, senior person, or you might even be the senior person, to figure out what you need help with. just to figure out how to do things. That's, yeah. Would you say more anonymous than, or,
Definitely more anonymous, so things are brought up. Other people might not have thought about them, but they were thinking, "Oh,
yeah, and that's good. Maybe a suggestion box or no?
Something similar to a suggestion box.
Okay, that's a good idea. So that'll be to do how the viability of it, to figure out how the scheduling things are going, and
and having someone in charge of document control, typing out documents, so everybody has that clear
yeah,
line, and everyone has the same copy of what they need to do. So no matter who you go to, the information is all the same.
yeah, that's in a perfect world. That's what should already be happening. So we'll work. As a manager, I will work on making sure you have clear, defined roles and everything's in line, so that it's the same across the board. Because that's a big thing. Not, yeah, being able to do things.
Especially if you've got somebody who thinks that they come in and do their job and they leave on time and they're getting all their work done, and someone's staying late, they shouldn't be made to feel bad because they're leaving on time.
Yeah.
That's
You-
a real big thing.
You need to leave on time. Don't stay back. Your time is yours. Don't take your work home.
In a real world.
In a real world, we're going to try and heavily enforce no taking work home. There's obviously going to be situations where that's not going to happen. Yeah. Emergency incidents and stuff like that. You need to keep your personal time for yourself.
Trying to minimise.
Try and minimise the amount of work you do at home. And it's kind of the opposite. I know you're supposed to be able to switch off when you leave work. That's not possible. But you need time to wind down, relax, figure out what you need to do, or just spend time. I'm going to use this word because I know you will cringe at it. Chillaxing. Okay. So the next part is management communication strategies to assist staff. I think we've gone over those. So clear job roles.
Regular meetings.
Yeah, regular meetings. Is there a way you would prefer to contact me if you need to?
At least with the emails, you have a paper trail saying that you've received it and when it's sent.
Emails are the best way.
Gives you a chance to articulate what's going on without freezing up.
And a deadline for when things, unless it's an emergency, if you've got anything to come up to that meeting.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. So that's for me communicating to you. What about, is the same the opposite way for you communicating to me when you have questions or?
And maybe too, maybe we, the management can have scheduled time that they can have, okay, Mondays or Tuesdays. If you have anything you need to speak to, you can.
Yeah. So that would be in your supervision meetings, or your weekly ones. Those, by the way, I don't know if you've looked over our supervision policy, but those are private and confidential, unless you give permission to interact or relay some of the information. It's, yeah, not all private. Like when I do my note taking and things like that, you'll have to have your name on them, but they'll all be kept on according to privacy laws, which are secured in a lock, encrypted. Paper stuff is kept in locked cupboards. No identifying features on the files. You're all aware of privacy laws. You work in community services, privacy, you get all sorts of privacy laws and things you need to consider. So, I'm just going to put that together. So we've done really well. Is there anything else you would like to add or detract or?
No.
By the way, great work on accepting your new clients. We're really looking forward to having an extended range of services. You've done really well in accepting and setting up that program. You've done really well in those bits. I'd add positives and so we'll start those weekly meetings. What's the current schedule? I think they're monthly, so we'll start doing them weekly. Is there a preferred day or time? I'm guessing not Friday afternoon because no one really wants to do that on a Friday afternoon.
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Monday, set yourself up for the week, but still early enough to deal with issues.
Cool. Tuesdays. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in today and go have a beer.
Cider.
Cider. Cool. See ya.